Hello and welcome, magical girls, magical guys, and magical non-binaries. Activate your transformation trinket, start up your henshin sequence, and locate your magical talking fairy creature, because we're about to discuss some magical girls. Okay, if you've seen the title of this video, you'll see that we're doing something a little bit different this time around. Instead of discussing a specific character and how their magical costume connects to their personality, I thought I'd give some attention to an outfit that's only one of many that this one magical girl has. Yes, I'm talking about Stella from Winx Club, more specifically, Stella's Mythics form. The power of mythics, yeah, we're feeling it together. Mythics is the wildest journey ever, flying fast inside the book of endless mystery. Mythics is the key. Yes, I could go for the easy views and make a video about one of the fan favourite costumes like Enchantix, but I want to talk about this one. Literally nobody talks about it, and yeah, I do get why, but well, we'll get into that, shall we? First off, I'll preface this by saying that yes, Season 6 was bad, and I really don't blame anyone that outright skipped it in favour of watching literally anything else. If you're a Winx fan and you didn't even know this transformation was a thing, then I totally get it. Even people that had sat through every season like I have probably don't even remember it exists, and I think I know why. This one, like Sirenix, was mostly CGI, and well, I really mean no disrespect to the animators here, but it really didn't look very good, in my opinion. The character models specifically. They were not appealing to look at to me, and they were super off-model from what the characters actually look like, and they really didn't do a good job at replicating the show's actual art style. It was really distracting to me. It's really no surprise people saw Mythics for the first time and decided they didn't like it. And I get it, I really do. Not only that, this transformation showed up at the second half of the season, so if you already weren't enjoying the story, then I doubt the show replacing Bloomix with this helped at all. Because Bloomix itself, even though the way they got it was kind of stupid, the costumes itself was really, really detailed and unique for each girl, and as much as I actually do like Mythics, it's a lot more basic, it's just not as interesting, so I understand why people might not be happy with that change. So why do I like it? Well, for starters, I'll admit that I really didn't hate Season 6. It won't be making my top 5 seasons lists anytime soon, but Season 5 and 7 honestly made me a lot more bored than Season 6 did. I know that's a low bar, but the point is I enjoyed myself somewhat. It was flawed for sure, but I liked a lot of the concepts it introduced, even if the execution was less than stellar. Get it? Stellar? Because I'm talking about Stella? Right, I'll stop. When I first saw the Mythics costumes in the show itself, I wasn't really into it. Like I said, they're definitely a lot more basic than the costumes that came before it. I didn't hate them, I just wished that they could have looked a bit more, well, I guess mythical looking. I feel like it'd be kind of cool if Bloomix and Mythics changed names, because I feel like Bloomix looks a lot more mythical than Mythics does. But anyway, then I saw my favourite character get her Mythics, and I changed my mind. Stella's Mythics looks great, okay? Freaking fight me. For one thing, I do have to give the animation credit this time. I still don't like Stella's CGI character model much, but the scene where she uses her Mythics is in a lot of like shadows and dark, because if I can recall, she's in this like labyrinth where everything is like pitch black, or at least very, very dark. So it really shows off how sparkly her costume is. I know that's such a basic compliment to give, like, oh, it's sparkly, but really, I like it. It makes the design look a lot prettier than what it might look in CGI. I just think it really sells the whole fairy look, you know? And it makes it look a bit less basic, because it gives the impression that it has some kind of design on it, even though it doesn't. But I know that that's like a weird compliment to give, considering that's not a compliment on the costume itself, but it was designed specifically to be CGI, so I think it still counts. But because of all those shadows, you can't really see the design in full, I noticed. Even when she transforms, it's either very zoomed in or very zoomed out, so you can't really see it very well. So I ended up looking up a 2D render of the design, and wow! The show really didn't do it justice. Look how pretty that is. Okay, so the first thing you'll probably notice is just the use of colours, and how many colours they use. Stella's usual colours are blue, orange, and pink, and maybe a little bit of yellow. They've been using less blue lately because, you know, they changed her from the Fairy of the Sun and Moon to just the Sun, so I guess they figured there was no sense putting blue on her anymore. But with this transformation, I feel like, it could just be me, but I feel like they use way more colours than usual. There's, like I said, like, there's pinks, like usual, but there's also oranges, purples. Purple isn't usually in her transformation, so I found that pretty cool. There's, like I said, yellows, oranges, a bit of lilac in the wings, like in, you know, in the shorter parts in the front. I just think it looks really nice. The wings especially look amazing to me. That like, this is supposed to be, I feel like this was supposed to be a nostalgic season, so I kind of get the impression that the wings are shaped like her original Magic Winx wings, but like layered on top of each other and like different sizes. They're very similar shape to me. And I think that's really cool. It's like a really cool like nod to her original wings. And that might have been why there's a little bit of bluish purple in there. I really like it. I think they look amazing. They remind me of flowers, of like flower petals. And that goes with the rest of the flowers that are in her outfit. I love the flowers on her boots. I love them in her hair, though I feel like maybe the hair could have been a bit more interesting. They could have maybe made it a flower crown or something, but either way. The giant flower on the front looks really nice. And on the bottom of the dress, it's all very pretty to me. And of course, sunflowers are a big theme with like sun-related, you know, powers and stuff. So I really like that. I wish they would use like flowers in Stella's transformations a bit more, because I really think it suits her. And her hair this time is fully down, which I don't think we've had before, and I really like it. It feels like it feels a lot more relaxed than some of her other transformations, where she had her hair up. Even in her first transformation, she had pigtails, you know, long pigtails. And I just really like that her hair flows so much, and it's a really warm blonde. I've noticed over the years they've made her hair a bit more of a cold blonde, if that makes sense. You know, but this is an orangey yellow for hair, and I think it really suits her. And with all the flowers, it really makes me think of like a beam of sunlight, you know, like flowers surrounded by, you know, the sun. I really like it. It's a really nice vibe. Also, I like that the costume itself seems to reference her Magic Winx costume too. I could be just imagining that, but I really think that was intentional. Her original costume, I'm going to pull it up now just for reference, but her original costume was fully orange. It was shorts and, you know, a shoulder, like a one shoulder top, like crop top kind of thing, and it was all yellow, all orange, and this feels like a reference to me. You know, this costume, because most of this outfit is orange. For some reason, there's a lot of purple as the accent colour. Bring the blue back, damn it. But the whole thing, just it's simple, but so was the original Magic Winx costumes. So it really does feel like a reference to her old costume to me. The boots too. The boots are mostly orange, except for the bottoms, and that also feels like a reference because she had tall orange boots in her original costume too. I just think it's really cool looking. And like I said, it's very sunset-like. I think it's awesome. The purple kind of puzzles me, I'll admit, because it's not really one of her colours. I can excuse pink being an accent colour for her because, again, sunsets. But purple, I mean, that's also a sunset colour, but not as much. So it's a bit of a puzzling addition to me, but it still looks good, I think. I think it still looks good. And all the colours work really well together, even though it feels like they shouldn't. Because there's so many of them. But they all blend together really nice. And that's why I like her Mythics costume a lot. And it's a shame because the nature of it being CGI, it really doesn't do it justice. Especially that kind of CGI. You know, you look at it and you're so distracted by how off-model it is that you can't see how nice the costume itself is. But I really do like it, and I just feel like if it had been in 2D, people would love it a lot more. You know, it would get more appreciation. All of those costumes would. You know, I mean, you could argue that Sirenix, that people wouldn't remember Cyrenix because that was 2D, because that was CGI. But to be honest, that one came back a lot. It came back in season 8. It was in a lot of the promotional material. It was the transformation that Nickelodeon advertised the most. And, you know, and it had a movie with it in and everything. So it's very much not a forgotten transformation. And it is a lot of people's favourites. But Mythix is very overshadowed by Bluemix. And it is a season that no one really liked or watched, so it kind of fell into the shadows quite a lot. But I really like it, and I figured for this series, since I wanted to talk about magical girl costumes, I figured I would use this opportunity to shed some light on some of the costumes I really, really liked, and this is one of them. I just wish the doll didn't look so bad, because I would definitely buy it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know if there's any costumes you want me to talk about in more detail. Let me know if there's any characters you want me to talk about in more detail. Let me know if there's any video ideas that you have that you'd like to see me try. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe. Sparkling and invincible, the power of Mythix. There's a magical dimension, Mythix, full of fairy tale adventures, locked within the pages of the legendarium. The power of Mythix, yeah, we're feeling it together. Mythix is the wildest journey ever, flying fast inside the book of endless mystery.